How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have something we haven't done in a while. We got a dual showcase for the 17 and 18 future Sub EZAs. These guys have been in the data for a minute now on Global and JP Dokkan, and nobody was quite sure when they were going to EZA. There were a bunch of celebrations that rolled through that looked like that was going to be their chance to EZA. However, they did not, and now here they are finally with this joint celebration that we're having with JP and over here on Global. And you know what, they honestly look all right. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at what they're doing here. We have them at rainbow status max links here, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. So the 17 is attack and defense 150%. He changes tech to Fizz key spheres, and he changes STR to AGL key spheres. He also launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack when 78% or less. He also has an additional attack 30% and defense 20% per Fizz key sphere obtained. He also has an additional attack defense 20% per key sphere obtained when it's not a Fizz key sphere. He also has a high chance of performing a critical hit, and he gets +1 key and additional attack and defense 50% and chance of performing a critical hit 70% per future saga category ally on the turn. So ideally he wants to be next to this 18, who is his best link partner, who's doing a lot of the same stuff, albeit slightly different. So while he focuses mainly on building his attack, she focuses on building her defense. So she gets attack and defense 150%. She changes Fizz to AGL and Int to Fizz key spheres, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when 78% or less, and has an additional attack 20% and defense 30% per AGL key sphere obtained. She also gets an additional attack defense 20% per key sphere when it's not an AGL's key sphere. She has a medium chance of evading enemies' attack, and she gets key 1 and additional attack defense 50%, and chance of evading enemies' attack 18% per future saga ally on the turn. Now, we won't get that fully up on either one of them because they'll be the only two future saga allies, and that's simply because we do want to keep some support up. So I would rather have the extra 40 to 50% support for that than the extra 18% in dodge and crit. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in. We do have them turn 2, which isn't terrible. They're not. They do build 30% attack and 30% defense each, but I mean, this is early enough that it should be okay. Okay, we actually have a really decent start, actually. Let's grab that. Wish the drop was a little better for the friend, but we can make this work. As long as he gets at least one additional super, I think we'll be okay. There we go. We got the normal, right? That's the thing I like about Cells. Like, if we can actually get those additional, and of course he gets no additional. Okay. All right, here we go. So, all right, we pretty much get a full, wow. Okay, we get a full field for 18. So they want to be run together, but it almost seems like they're counter intuitive to each other, especially depending on how the orb field lays out. So in this case, we'll be getting 19 key spheres with 18, and she's looking at just under 700k. And you know, honestly, it's some pretty good attack. And you know what? We still end up getting 8 key spheres here. So with that, I mean, he's nearly matching her in attack, but his defense is really going to come post super. Yeah, so provided she gets the key spheres, honestly, she can tank pretty well in slot 1. There we go. And each one of them is building separately in their attack and defense. So he's getting 30% defense, I think. Or, no. Like, he's getting... We're going to check that. I'm pretty sure he's getting 30% attack and she's getting 30% defense. But let's double check that. It might be flipped. Actually, I think, yeah, his is attack. Alright, so real quick, let's just double check here. Yeah, oh no, she's attacking, he's defense. Okay, that kind of works out for her 17 then. Okay, so let's see. Let's grab that. There we go, that way we can get the 18 key with him. And then let's grab that. Perfect, okay. Alright, well at least he didn't have to take a super pre-super. Now what I would really... Oh, that's right. Okay, we do get the additional super. Alright, so he's going to have a little extra attack here. Oh, that could have been a third. That's a shame. Alright, at least he didn't counter that one. And we get the additional 12 key. And depending on how many supers these guys get, they may actually finish this. Although they haven't dodged yet, so I don't think they have their... Oh, well, we get a normal. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Let's... Alright, so we'll get 7 with her. Alright, so what's that put her defense at? Just under 500k, that's not terrible. Alright, but only 4 key spheres with him, so... I mean, the attack's looking great, but that defense leaves a lot to be desired. But we do get her 48% chance to evade, so you know what, we take that. Alright, 5 million there. Honestly, not that bad, right? Like, you gotta kind of make them work. I feel like we could run them separately, but I don't know. The thing is, they are each other's best link partner. That's the thing. Like, they want to be run together. Alright, here we go. So we got our 2 perfect cells. Let's grab that. There we go. And boom. Okay. Alright, 10 million. We take those. Nice. And we get the additional super. Alright, it's kind of nice watching Cell do what Cell do when he actually wants to do it. Ooh, we get a triple. Very nice. I remember when watching this was like, the meant he was super powerful. Alright, he should tank this pretty well after 3 supers. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we just skip a whole phase here. Alright, we take that. Alright, so we'll have a little bit of support this turn. How's it going to land for us, though? Okay, so let's see. Can we put him here? Oh, okay, cool. So we'll get 7 for him this time. A little bit better than before. We'll get 9. Okay, so not too bad on the defense there. 18, obviously looking a lot better. It is enough to tank here. That's good. Alright, so 5.5 mil. Alright, so their stats are still kinda low, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. They are some of the oldest un-EZA TURs, I think. Okay, there we go. We get that chance to dodge. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that they are looking at where they're at. There we go. We're gonna again with the additional. It's because they're not dodging. There we go. Now they're gonna be good the next time they show up. Alrighty, so let's do that number. Let's do that. And boom. Alright, so it is enough to tank double digits here. 9 million on this first hit, and now again, we aren't supported this turn, so makes sense. There we go. Alright, we're done. Alright, so now we're up against Nova here. And while we will get a big chunk here from her, unfortunately, we're not looking so hot with the 17. And that does kind of worry me with that low defense stat, even though the attack's kind of high. I know she'll tank. It's him I'm worried about. Yeah, alright, we're gonna go ahead and use a Whis here for him. Because he will... He's probably okay post-super, but I don't want to risk it. And yeah, it does look like he's going to be the one to take the super. Or who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and the super is going to be on 19 and 20, who are just going to absorb it anyways, and we didn't need the Whis. Because I'm pretty sure he tanks normals here post-super. It's just if Nova decides to super attack. Nice. Yep, there it is. Okay, glad we used that Whis. Oh yeah, definitely glad we used that Whis. But here, oh well, they get a little bit of defense, HP back on attack. Never mind. Okay, so we're not gonna... I was hoping we were gonna be able to transform, but never mind. Alright. Let's do... that number. And then send these guys off. Alright, no... of course he dodged. So this could have been the turn that we finish it right now, but no, he went and decided to dodge. Nice. And no additional supers once again. Oh, that didn't do nothing. Alright, well at least we got some dodges in there. Alright, so let's grab that with her. We're getting really unlucky with the Fizz orb changing here for him, but I mean, it's still enough to kind of keep a decent amount of attack up with 17, so I mean, we give him that. Alright. And no critical hit either. Wow. Okay, we are actually dragging this portion of the fight out. Nice. And he couldn't even get an additional to just finish it for us. Really? Alright, let's do this number. Alright. Okay, cool. Cell can go ahead and finish off here then. Nice. Alright, and watch him lock the androids again. Yep. Alright, so let's see here. Let's do that. Hopefully they actually dodge. They haven't been for me lately. Alright. We don't need to worry too much about the defense on her here. So let's do this so we can at least get a good chunk of orbs. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. We get some dodges in there. Nice. All right, we get the additional super with the androids. Nice. Ooh, okay, we take that. There we go. Alright, so we didn't get that many keys here, so she's not going to be looking the greatest, but at the exchange, we ended up getting quite a lot of key spheres with him. Perfect. We get the crit, we get the additional super, 6.7 mil. Alright. This is kind of the best we've seen him so far. Alright, get a little bit of dodge in there. I think that's like a 10% chance to dodge. Alright, so on a doubled super, he still takes 280k here. And it's somehow still not enough to... Jeez. Okay, so I guess this is how we're going to play things here. Do that. The game has decided we are not allowed to transform Cell. Alright, at least we dodged that initial attack, and we get the additional super here. We take that. Alright, perfect. Critical hit? Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so there you have it, folks. There is the showcase for the Rainbow Max Links 17 and 18 Sub EZA. Honestly, not that bad. I mean, for a Sub EZA unit, we very rarely have ones that really hit, right? They're passable at best. Only a few ever really stand out. Like, think of the ones from the worldwide celebration. The Sub EZAs that really stood out were like the Int Zamos, and well, actually all of them were pretty good for that whole celebration, but that was outside the norm, right? The Sub EZAs from almost every other celebration barely scratched the surface, and I would put these guys probably above most of those other ones outside of the worldwide ones. So they're not great, they're not terrible, right? They're orb changers, which can help out the team. They do get quite a bit of attack and defense, enough to survive. They're not going out of their way to complete any major red zones, right? But they'll do the job to fill out an android's team if you need it, as long as you keep one or two of them together, right? Like if you just bring one of them and link them with like the tech androids or each other, they're going to be doing all right, as we saw here. So anyways, guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what are your thoughts on these two Sub EZAs together, and let me know, how did you build yours? I went crit on 17 since I knew he was more about the attack, and I put a little bit of actually, you know what, I think I'm going to swap 17. I'm going to give him additionals because he's got a little bit of that crit in him already. So I'm going to swap his around. And then for 18, I kind of really leaned into the dodge for her since she was more defensive. So curious what you guys went with. Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching and aloha.